you will need an 8mm, 16mm, 14mm wrench, 14mm bit, that's like a hex, a pump, or a funnel with a hose like I do. And then you'll need to have a torque wrench, and preferably one that can do degrees, because you'll need to do 60 newton meters for the drain plugs and 57 plus 90 degrees for the reinforcement plate. Find all your parts and get going. Alright, we're going to be changing the front differential fluid on this 2019 BMW X5 X5 40i with the B58 engine and the off-road package. So it's got a metal front skid plate here. We're going to be focusing on this one. This one's also metal. I'll show you the tools that you'll need and the procedure. First, we're going to be starting with the 16mm to remove these larger bolts. You're going to also need an 8mm for these smaller ones. There's a few around the edge that you'll want to release so the whole thing can be free so you can drop it. All right, I've taken out these few around the edge that we're gonna want out of the way. Actually I'll probably be okay leaving that one in there. Now we're gonna go for all these larger ones. Those little guys were all 8s, now we're going for these big ones. I had a place to capture them. I'd recommend something like this for removing them. And also probably some hearing protection. But it should be pretty easy just to wrap it. See, if you have the right tool, it makes it quite easy. Get a nice little breeze from the drill too. One-handed, look at that, it's so easy. There. I'm gonna do this one. I'll go through and do them again, because now it should be loose. Something interesting I discovered is there was a plug, this rubber plug right here. Probably supposed to be one on this side too, but it wasn't there. You can see it was at one point. And up inside it's got a bolt. 16, just like the other ones around it. So I believe, because I took everything out and it's still solid. So we're gonna see once I take this other one out if it comes down or if, yep. So I actually have extra hidden ones on this guy. Let's see, does it just slide out? Break anything, because this thing is heavy, but it's stressing those, so BRB. So I just had to loosen this baby up a little bit so it would let me pull the whole thing out there. And here we are. There's a drain. And the fill is squeezed way up there. Probably can't even see it really. It's right there, I believe. So this will be fun. So this is the passenger side CV axle. It looks pretty wet. Hard to tell where it's coming from. It's not coming from above it. Definitely coming from probably the differential. It's hard to really get a good look at anything. From what I can tell, it might just need a boot. You really can't see it. So you gotta look between there. But it's so hidden. It's annoying. So that's annoying. It's gonna need taken care of soon. But this is our drain plug, and I guess our fill plug is way up there again. Looks pretty tight, but I'm gonna see if I can squeeze a hose down so I can just gravity fill it, because that sounds nice. All right, I was able to sneak through. That's the end of my tool. I used a long 14mm 1/2" socket just because this angle is, maybe it's doable with my other tool, but this seemed like a better solution. So now that I've got it in there locked in, it should hopefully turn. It's gonna be kind of hard to do, but I also am worried it's gonna be dripping some stuff, so I should get a pan. It took a lot of force, but we got it broken free. Now we're working on this guy. Got things lined up because it's just gonna dump out pretty fast. All right, let's break this thing free. Actually, I wanna, kind of dusty. Let's clean it up a little bit. I'm probably not opening this for a long time again, so I'll make sure it's all pretty clean. Stinks. All right, here we go. Let's see if I've figured the trajectory correctly or not. I like to use the tool so then you have a little bit of chance to not get it on your hands. And I've got my little catcher, so I want to see how much fluid is in here. So that was pretty successful. Not very much, like barely 300 milliliters. So it was definitely low, because it's supposed to have 600 milliliters. Fuck! She must be leaking. We'll let it keep dripping, but damn, son. That's crazy. It's fucking stinky too. The fluid doesn't look bad in color, really. It's not like black. It actually has some golden amber to it still. Down here, of course, it's much darker, consolidated as a mass, but even there, it's not black like I've seen other ones. But it is absolutely low. Because look, we're at, what? 350 milliliters exactly, almost. So, it's supposed to have 600. Alrighty, so this is the fluid that BMW wants you to use on this specific vehicle with this VIN. It's a G2 oil with the G05 spec. They say you can use other ones like Redline and stuff, but they might have different friction modifiers. So for a vehicle this expensive that I still owe money on, I'm gonna just use this. I also got new drain and fill plugs with new little gasket on it. See what the old one looks like. Another one somewhere over here. Oh, that's the old one. So I'm gonna take that out, put a new one in. I snaked a hose down. I'll get a better view of it in a second. I'm gonna gravity fill it. Now we're gonna go to 60 Newton meters on the drain plug and the fill plug. Ready. Tighten up this drain plug to 60 Newton meters. We're there. You can see I've got a hose in there and I'm gonna gravity fill it. We got the fluid, we got the hose. This little tiny baby one, but I'm gonna get this inside of it and pour it down through it. Hopefully it goes well. Wish me luck. You can see we're just about 350 that we took out. I put exactly 600 in. Each one's 500. So we got 400 left. We got it all put back together. Underneath with the new drain and fill plug, everything's looking good. But I still definitely need to do something about over here because this looks terrible. And it's probably just gonna leak the fluid out. So now we're all done. Make sure we don't get any fluid anywhere. Get this one wiped up nice. I put a bolt on the end of this other one so it's not gonna leak. It was a bolt from what I took out of my vehicle, so handy that came in handy. Now I can put it all back together. It'll be great. Need to do that reinforcement plate at 56 Newton meters plus 90 degrees. So we're at 56. We're gonna do that, and then I can set this to 2 degrees and do that afterwards. Next, set your tool to 90 degrees. If you have one that can do that, I highly recommend it. It's super cool. All right, all done, cleaned up. Got all the belly pans back on. Everything screwed in nice. Now I just gotta get everything out from underneath of it, lower it down in the back there. It's maiden voyage. See how she feels.